Hello YouTube, and today on the tech review we're going to be taking a look at the original iPhone 2G made in 2007. So to start out with, the front of the iPhone has the home button, 3.5-inch glass touchscreen, earpiece at the top, and your ambient light sensor and proximity sensor. To the top of it has a recessed headphone jack, which was not flush fitting, so recessed. Your SIM card, so it's a normal size SIM, power button, and to the left of that was your mute switch and up and down, volume up and down I mean. And on the back was a 2 megapixel fixed focused. Was a bad camera at the time, but at least you got a camera for the price of $5.99. So you can only take pictures, no video. Aluminum backing, and it had the antenna gate right here, and they built it like that so the signals for the antenna, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth can go through. And this phone only had 2G service when it came out, no 3G. 802.11b and G, and Bluetooth 2.0 I mean, plus EDR, extended data range. This is the 8GB iPhone, and when it originally came out, it had 4 gigs, and then it increased to 8, and later on 16. And we're going to take a look at the bottom now really quick. Monochrome speaker, 30-pin dock, and your voice that you would talk into, like when you talk, voice talk. Your it's like another speaker, sort of say, when you're talking on the phone, goes to there. I can't think of the name right now, so sorry. So we're gonna take a look inside of the iPhone. Now inside of the iPhone had, when it originally came, it had no app store. You couldn't hold down an app, it wouldn't jiggle, wouldn't move. You double tap it, you can't close an app. It takes you to the phone book. Now it has the original Google Maps, which still work to this day in 2014. Which I like, the Google Maps instead of the Apple Maps. YouTube works, but you cannot rate or anything because it uses the older star ratings. And pretty much a lot of the other apps are standard with today's iPhones. Instead of music, it was called iPod. And this phone brought you SMS texting, group messaging, and it was really the first touchscreen phone at the time, because before that you only had a flip phone, and this was the really cool phone. And a lot of other phones mocked it because it didn't have 3G, but when the iPhone 3G came out, then it had 3G. So it's connected up to my Wi-Fi, no service on it. And we're going to actually compare it to the iPhone 3GS, which I took out of my case, that I recently used before getting an iPhone 5S, and an iPhone 4S, which I just got for like a collectional purpose. And the one difference you can see with the 3GS and the 4S, I'm going to move it onto my tablet here so you can see it better. So one difference you can see right off the bat is on the back, all black, plastic, aluminum with the back, with the black antenna gate down there. This had, I believe it's a 3GS, so it had a 3 megapixel camera, which can take video, which iPhone 2G can't. And we're going to compare the camera right now. So, wait, let me just bring the camera back over here, and I'm gonna bring these up into focus. Then we're gonna test it against the iPhone 4S. So you click, and you see that the 3GS camera opens up, and the iPhone 2G doesn't. You can see the clarity on them. They're both clear, but this one you can take video, and this one you can't. And this one has touch the zoom and all that autofocusing features, and this is supported up till iOS 6.1.6. And I just want to mention, sorry about that sneezing in the background. That's actually my dad. Sorry about that. And we're going to compare it to the iPhone 4S now. So here's the 4S, running the latest iOS 7, and it will run iOS 8. Oh man, a whole lot has changed. But here we're going to take a look at the camera. 4S is already up, 2G is just there. So on the 4S you can take video, photo, square mode, and pano. On the 4S, not on the 4S, on the 2G, you can't do any of that. Can't even zoom in, nothing. And the app is incredibly slow to turn it on and turn it off, the app, when you click it on and click it off. And another thing is, I just had to turn off the light. So another thing is, the 4S has more horsepower than the 2G and the 3GS, obviously. But the 2G really got a lot of apps right the first time. And as it moved on, they got rid of the YouTube app in iOS 6 and 7. Excuse me. Instead of Google Maps, now it's Apple Maps. And then the whole layout changed in iOS 7. So we're gonna do a power down test. So, nope. So, the original iPhone did get a lot right at the time, but people wanted 3G, but that's why they made it 3G. Okay. Hold that down. And just to let you know, all the apps are closed in the backgrounds on the 3GS and the 4S. Okay, wait, let me get this right. On 3, 2, 1. And you can see that the 3GS is off before the 4S. And then the first generation is off before the 4S. And now we're going to do a startup test between, we're not using the 4, so it's going to be 3GS and the 2G. Come up for you. On 3, 2, 1. Surprisingly, the original iPhone turns on a lot quicker than the 3GS, a couple seconds apart. And for the heck of it, I'm going to throw in the 4S. Just minus out the 4S, because it didn't turn on at the same time as the 3GS and the original iPhone. And you can see that the background on the 4S is much darker. On here it's like a bluish tint, that's why it's bright enough. And here it's like a darker but bluish tint. And as you can see, the iPhone 2G is now on, followed by the 3GS, and then the 4S. And the 2G just died on me. So 2G was on before and then just died. Then 3G followed by the 4S. 4S was actually turned on, I'm going to say about 5 seconds, 10 seconds late, to 10 seconds to a minute later, and it turned on last anyway. So first, second, and third place, you don't have to count the 4S, just between first gen and 3GS, first, second, and that one just died. So Apple really got the iPhone 2G right the first time around. And That is all I gotta say about the iPhone 2G. It's a good phone, and I'm actually gonna be using it a little bit. And I'm not replacing my iPhone 5S. I just want to use it just to see the big difference with the internet service and all of that. So, please like the video, comment, please subscribe, and leave me tips down in the comments about how I did on the video and other videos that I did. It would really help me in the future with the videos. And this is the Tech Review signing out. Until next time.